Hey everybody, and welcome back to Imaging USA in the WHCC Expo booth. I'm hanging out with one of my favorite human beings, Kristen from KDI Photography. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, it's my honor. So, we have had some amazing conversations over the years since we've been friends. But the thing I always come back to with you and Cage is your emotional connection and your care of your clients, and how that and how that comes through in your photography. You've been in business for how many years?
Like at least 3 decades.
Wow, so you started when you were like 4 then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I started as soon as I graduated college with a degree in psychology. I switched.
Wow. That's really interesting to think about. I didn't know that about you and how that has affected your business. I took a hard left there. But anyway, you work with your spouse. You have a very successful business. You keep growing in what has been a challenging time, since COVID. Like, for people that are listening along today, what are some of your tips? What are some of the things that when you get up in the morning and the way you put yourself into a positive mindset, like what are some of those things?
It's a great question.
Besides the thought of me.
It's you. We think of you, and then we have our North Star for the day.
Yes.
I think about how we can serve our clients on a deeper level than just taking pictures. We think of it making portraits and making art for them that helps them be surrounded with what matters most, but also like how do we serve them on a higher level? So what do they need besides what we supposedly do for them?
Yeah.
So that might be reinforcement as a parent, or information about something, or we just want them to know that we're like cheering them on, that we see them, that we hear them, and that they feel seen and like validated. So if it's a senior, we want them to have like a self-esteem bump. If it's a parent, we want them to have like that just reflects back this moment to them, and that they're doing it right, like they're doing it well. And so I think that's what motivates us, is how to serve them. It's that time with the clients that I love the most, honestly. It's not the editing, it's the time with the clients.
Right. I mean, when I think of you and Cage as a team, the word that just pops constantly into my mind is thoughtfulness. Like, I think that you're so thoughtful of your actions, your words, your working with your clients, the whole experience of it, that can't help but translate back into success, from a revenue and a session standpoint. When you put the pieces in place for success with your wall portraits and your gallery and your showing products and all those things, so people feel so comfortable, I'm sure.
That's what we would like them to feel, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I know that you two have invested into showing new products, having higher end finished pieces. Like, how has that transition looked from a sales aspect? Like when you're working with people and suggesting products and that thoughtfulness and that care, is there a secret formula to that, or is it just you?
I don't think there's a secret formula, and I don't think it's just me. I think at the first call, we start sort of building that mindset shift from, we're not a photographer that's going to meet you at a park and snap some pictures and give you a thumb drive. We are going to make art that's custom designed for your home, that tells your story. And then they come in for a pre-session planning meeting. We spend an hour with them before we ever shoot them. And we're touring them around our studio, and we have things on our wall from White House now, like a framed 40 by 60 canvas and a framed 30 by 40 canvas and lots of albums and groupings. Yes. We learned a lot from a lot of White House videos. And showing them those things and then saying, what do you want? And we mocked up their walls at that first meeting so they can start to envision what we could do for them, because they don't have any idea until then. And then it's just like, tell us what you want. I hate being pushy. I would never want to push. But also, we can do really cool things, and we got to show them that so they know that's possible.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the start. And then it's just keep talking about that until they get to what they really want.
Yeah, and I hope everybody picked up on that. You said you start that process at the meeting before you ever photograph them.
On the first phone call even.
Yeah, so you have that quote unquote kind of hard conversation, or that showing or the expectation or setting the expectation. Maybe that's a better way to say it. Right from the beginning. You know, so it's not, we're going to go and have this amazing experience and then, oh, by the way, here is what we expect of you.
Right.
You know, you're letting them know that right up front, so it's digestible. It's understood, and people are excited about that. Yeah, for sure.
And it's also like, I think you're afraid to suggest things to people when they see them on your walls. You just, they want it.
Yeah.
They can imagine it in their own home, and then we mock it up on their walls at that first meeting. So we're designing it for their space, and then they're envisioning it.
Right.
And we're able to do these really cool things they've never thought of before. So we're just like helping them see that possibility.
Right.
That's how I think about it.
You know, you're truly the subject matter expert.
Yeah, that's what we do every day.
Yes, exactly. And I think there's a number of people out there, you know, probably a lot of you listening, who are afraid of taking that space.
Yeah.
And being that expert and being okay with saying this is really what you should have because your family is important. Yeah.
And one of the things that's helped me be brave about that is that I've now been in the business so long that I've had clients come up and like tearfully hug me and say, "You've been photographing us our whole lives. My kid's going out in the world now. This is the most important things, you know, the most important things I own are these pieces of art you guys have made for us over the years." And it gave me the confidence that like this enriches people's lives. We're not pushing something on them that's not good. We're helping them have something that's great.
Yeah.
And that gave me a little more bravery because I can relate to that fear.
Yeah, absolutely. You are truly a light bulb.
So are you.
We really hope that you've enjoyed this interview with Kristen. Truly just one of the best people that I know. Enjoy the rest of the interviews we'll be doing here at Imaging USA 2025. We'll be back with you shortly.
Thanks, Matt.